Hey, good morning. How is everyone doing today? I'd like to take the time to welcome you to another Morning Glory Apostolic Prophetic Center video. I am your host, Diedrich Hubbard, and today we're going to continue the Unveiling of Healing series. The Unveiling of Healing series, in which we live a life full of triggers. And what I mean by living a life full of triggers, many of us walk around with habits, with thinking, with motives, with uh, 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 ways we see things that has become normal to us in an abnormal way. So what's happening as for me and the people that I'm responsible for in this season, I see God is taking us to a place of healing. And in talking with one of my friends in Seattle, we were agreeing with same thing. A lot of us, we come to a place that we are spiritually mature and have an understanding of who God is. But naturally, we are naturally poor. We lash out. We do promiscuous things, habits, and all kind of things that is not pleasing to God. So when we talk about the unveiling of healing, in my brief conversation with God on this subject, that's what He actually told me. He said, I'm trying to bring those who will hear, those who will be the remnant. I'm trying to bring them to a place where they understand the totality of their healing. And the message we taught a couple of days ago, uh, we understood that the scripture says that He wants us to prosper even as our soul prosper. So a lot of us, God is trying to bring us into an equality of who we are, both spiritually and naturally. And while we're on this journey of healing, I'm here to tell you, if you don't pass this journey of healing, don't look for us in this next season. Because you got to understand, in order to fully know, be aware, and be spiritually sensitive for the world to come, you can't have no trigger get you to act out of character. No longer will I be able to say I wake up sometime looking for a fight. Well, why I do that? No longer that you'll be able to make excuse for a habit or a method of thinking that even you within yourself know you're wrong. And see, that's the problem with many of us. We so prideful that even when we wrong, we can't say we wrong because we can't admit that we wrong. So today's trigger we're going to deal with is the spirit of abandonment. And basically, I think the way God want me to narrate these teachings is because I'm just going to teach it on what I see about myself. Abandonment. So understanding how I grew up and then talking to the therapist, the Holy Spirit spoke to me. See, A lot of us got beatings and all that back in the day, and we turned out okay. We really didn't turn out okay if we just successful okay. A lot of the things we didn't do, or what we went through with our parents, whether we wanted to admit it or not, it affected us. See, if you growed up in a single parent home, whether it was just mom or maybe some of you had a dad, it affected you. If you grew up and dad was out there cheating and he got some other children, oh, that's your brother and sister, but it affected you. If you grew up and you felt like mom and them or dad and them like another sibling more than me, or you seen them get more than you, it affected you. See, this told when you grew up and your mama, your dad, however you grew up, if they didn't have time for you, it affected you. The reason we don't think it affects us is because for some of us, we do adulting good. Yeah, we do it good. But guess what? We live bad. We live bad. So when we talk about abandonment, we're talking about some kind of alienation. Something that watch this. Something that we needed as a child that we don't know we need, but now as adults, we need it. See, I take my own, that's where I get to talk about, if y'all ever heard me tell the story, I had plenty of women. Women were no problem. But I only wanted them for one thing. So the love that I didn't see in my mama, that's the love that I geared toward a woman. But the key thought is what natural love. Because understanding God told me that my dad raped my mom, that's how I was born. Understanding when I asked my mom, she didn't want to say it, but she said, yeah, that's how it happened. That seed or that spirit now is in me. Because what does a rapist do? He get his rocks off and leave. He get his rocks off and leave. It affected me. So now I'm going through women like a Rolodex because guess what I'm doing? I'm getting my rocks off. You can go. But then you get married. Huh? But neither one of them is around anymore. I didn't get my rocks off and leave, but now I couldn't show the love that they desire. Because now I know I got to see this woman every day. I would think for the rest of my life, but we see how that's gone. See, when you people get married, I think anybody that's looking for marriage, going to marry again, I think I'm gonna write this in my next book. I really think you should go talk to somebody about you before you marry somebody and hopefully mess them up. Hopefully, I said. So now I'm in a house with a woman that I chose to marry to marry, but I can't say I love you every day. I can't just grab her and kiss her. I just can't y'all know what y'all women be wanting sometimes. But the strange thing is, every time God told me to do something, I did it. And it was well received most of the time. Because you know, you women, y'all got attitudes sometimes. So watch this. How can a man that knows God, hears God, help everybody else? Why would God allow a man to marry and God know you messed up? That's a serious question. So watch this. We, as people who call ourselves uh believers, you got to know that now some of the relationships and even marriages you've been in, if you don't know what affected you, don't blame the other person for everything that happened to you. John 15:18 says, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. See, I'm kind of confused with people who've been married for any significant length of time. I'm kind of confused how all of a sudden, when the marriage goes sour, the relationship goes sour, they're a dirty dog. They never gave you what you wanted. You try to get rid of everything that reminds you of them. You just try to erase them out of your life. Is that the way God do it? Because the God I serve, no matter how we mess up, he's still there. That's a spirit of abandonment at work. It also can be the mindset of an opportunist. Oh, I got where I need to be now. I don't need you. I don't need her. Whichever way it works. So now let me get rid of everything that remind me of her. So you just use people for all those years. I know y'all like that five language of love book. Do they cover that when love fails? Do they? Let me pull up the scripture. Because if it don't what it is? Let me see, can I find it? Oh yeah, there you go. Cause see, if it don't cover what love fail, only what your love is, something wrong. Because see, we believers. We shouldn't be believing in a book somebody else wrote. Because if you're a believer and you go over here in the 1 Corinthians 13 and you drop down to 8, it said love never fails. So how this man or this woman never gave you what you wanted, never gave what you need, never gave you this and that. Evidently, you didn't have love, brother, sister. He said prophecies will cease, tongue will cease, knowledge will pass away. He said, but love never fails. Go find me a scripture in the 5 love language book and tell me what they say about that. I'm curious. Because if you're going to use a worldly book to validate a spiritual principle, that showed me how delusional 99.9% of these big back women in this church, as well, it showed me how stupid you is. You know what that book do? I don't care if you don't like what I'm saying. See, love never fails. If God don't answer your prayer, do he still love you? Be honest now. This spiritual therapy, if God doesn't answer your prayers, do he still love you? Let's go over here to y'all famous book. But if a person don't give you words of acclamation, they don't love you. If they don't do acts of kindness, they don't love you. Acts of service, they don't love you. Y'all see how dumb you is? You can believe what you want to believe. It's only one book about love I'm going to believe, and that's that Bible. Psalms 27:10 said, even if my father and mother abandon me, the Lord will hold me close. See, if y'all going through a breakup, whether it's your friend, whether it's your marriage, whether it's a relationship, that's all you got. See, a lot of you, when you feel abandoned, you lash out. You go to cussing. You run and suck some other nigga penis. You get that coochie to you get that coochie to some other nigga. You go screw all the women you want to screw. See what abandonment does, it tell your mind to run to a place of comfort. I've been there, I know it. But that ain't God's way of doing things. You're supposed to run to God. I pay attention to people. I pay attention to people who break up, get divorced. I pay attention to what you do. See, some should run to God for healing, understanding, and wisdom. Y'all run to Facebook. Y'all run to them funny memes. Y'all run to TikTok. Watch this. Y'all who going through something, how much word you really got into you? How close have you really got to God? See, a lot of you, see, I understand some of you. A lot of you don't want to get close to God because you don't want to hear the truth. Because your flesh up. So you want to go the way that please your flesh. See, if you never address the abandonment issue, you're gonna always use the abandonment situation. And and for many of you, it's on to the next man or the next woman, but you saying, I'm going through healing. I'm waiting on God. You waiting on God with your legs up in the air. Okay. This thing's serious. It's so serious that, that even for some of you, the people that you call friend, the people that you call family, they talking about you because they can't understand you. Psalm 41:7. All who hate me whisper about me, imagining the worst. You know, I was talking to somebody today because I was talking to God about it first. My cousin death, it was nationwide news. I really only put it on social media to see something. It was nationwide news. Now everybody know me, know I don't go to funerals. Ask me how many people reached out and said, "Hey, Brother Hubbard, you okay? Hey, Brother Hubbard, you need anything?" One stranger, a stranger, a stranger. Watch this. And this a stranger that said something to me wrong, and I let him have it. So I had to even talk to him. The stranger seen my page. Hey, do you, where is the family located? I got a, what they said, I got a daughter staying Homewood. I want to send them some drinks. I want to send them some flowers. A damn stranger. And that big back ass heifer down in Birmingham didn't even pick up the phone and say nothing. Nothing. The, the white family that I supposed to have, nothing. That's saying something about people. Watch how people treat you in your time of need. That was horrible. But you can pick up the phone and reach and call the big backs. Hey, you okay? Did nobody say you doing okay? You know, a stranger. A stranger. But watch this. You can't fault people when they don't know why they do what they do. You can only fault yourself. Huh? Why? For thinking people or treat you like you treat them. No, my fault. My friend Barlow called. Two people. Everybody I know. A stranger and one person. They ain't got to talk to me no more. See, I'm explaining something to y'all. Jesus washed Judas' feet knowing Judas would betray him. The reason you hear me say certain things is because I know people. She wasn't my friend. See, I'm like, you got to understand the concept of why Christ did what he do. See, God tell me to help people. Just because I help you, just because I talk to you all the time, that don't mean you my friend. That's what people don't know about me. You know how many people I done help and ain't my friend? Can I'm gonna bring it home for you. You know how many family members I help But they ain't my family. They ain't my family. See, that's a whole nother side of Brother Hubbard. You might hear me say friend, you might hear me say associate, because I just use it because that's normal terminology. I can tell you that don't mean I mean you my friend. See, when you Brother Hubbard friend and you pick up the phone and you got something to say about me, I'm gonna tell you what a friend is. Hey, we need to call him. If he ain't on the phone, I don't want to hear it. In the minute they say, well, I want him to know, friends, they hang up. My friends don't listen to gossip about me. You know what I'm saying? Did nobody call? That was tragic. Abandonment. That's what just triggered me. That's what we finna deal with. Because guess what the therapist said? He said the people that should have loved you and protected you, he said some kind of way you didn't get that. So watch this. So when I don't see reciprocated what I do for others, y'all see what I just did? That caused a spirit of abandonment to come in me. Y'all see how mad I got just that quick? See, anytime something gets you angry so quick, you see, when y'all go on Facebook and you don't like your boyfriend no more, you don't like your girlfriend, you don't like your husband, you don't like your wife, and y'all go to deleting them and blocking them off social media, that's a spirit of abandonment. Because too deep for y'all. Let me slow down. You think it's the right thing to do. It ain't the right thing to do. Because see, what happens if it's any truth that you may see on social media, y'all get mad because you see, you got to watch people who claim to be transparent, but they only transparent to the point of what makes them look good. Or they transparent to one person and not everybody else. But she cussing him out. Ooh. And a lot of people deal with abandonment. So they think blocking, deleting, and all that other stuff, they think is normal. You know why? Because they don't want to deal with themselves. See, that's what I said. Your normal is actually abnormal. See, watch the language the world use. Oh, that's my trigger. They'll say that's my trigger, but guess what? They don't want to seek solution, so it don't trigger them no more. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was telling them about I what I said to the therapist. I said if I told him everything. I told him everything I did, and I told the person. I said, yeah. I said I felt it kind of strange that a lot of people I mentor now, it's like they going too. And then then I went to praying about it. I said, I know what God doing. You know what that person said? I think I might want to go too. That's what they said. See, but for many of you, you will go to a therapist and you won't tell them everything or you'll lie about something. Because see, Whatever you scared to reveal, that's Satan's ransom on your life. That's his ransom. Not only is it Satan's ransom, that shows you how much pride for you. Number one, to say, I don't need to go. I'm fine. I'm fine. No, you ain't. Number two, watch this, which means you're not completely healed because the minute something else remind you of something. See, that's why y'all be out here dating with red flags. Brother, ain't no such thing as red flags. All it is unhealed hurt, unhealed trauma, unhealed life situation. So the minute somebody do something that you think ain't right, you gone. That shows you ain't healed. Especially if you a believer, because God loves everybody. So if you see a red flag, you gone. Okay. So I told y'all we in a preparation period, and God is trying to prepare us for this world to come. And one way he's doing it, he's not only preparing us spiritually, we are in a naturally and a mentally a vein of self-healing. See, people laugh at me when if you ever hear me if I'm driving and you hear me talking and somebody do something, people laugh when I cuss somebody out. But why does that get me so mad that I got to cuss them out? That's not normal. They shooting people now for road rage. So now you got to ride with the Desert Eagle with the extra clip. Because if I blow the horn and I ain't here yet, and you stop and I see you coming coming toward my car, but I got to get out a free ticket. The man in my head told me to do it. I'm crazy. I embrace my worldly, my worldly diagnosis. You know how much good stuff I can get without it. I ain't got to go to jail. I'll be right over there, 3 hots in the cot, watching TV, talking to the therapist. Well, what make you shoot me? I don't know. I felt I was threatened. But Donna told me he was coming to get me. But Jerry told me don't do it. But Jerry scared of Donna, so Donna won, so Donna shot him. I'm just telling y'all how it go. Psalms 118:22. The stone that the builder rejected has now become the cornerstone. See, some of you would do great if you let go. If you let go of that false identity you want to hold on to. You know how many times I go on social media, and the people I know in real life, and I'm looking at them, they millionaires, they CEOs, they this, they that. When the last time a CEO catching the bus? Mark Zuckerberg, if he don't want to drive, he got a chauffeur. See, a lot of you suffer abandonment issues because you want your life to be something that God don't want it to be. One thing she was telling me about me growing up, she was, we was getting to our growing up, and I used to see people riding around with the nice clothes. I mean, walking around with the nice clothes, a nice car, and I go in their houses all sharp and clean, and I go in our house and you got you got 3 people staying in a 1-bedroom house. You know, I got the living room, my mama and my sister in the bedroom. They got 2 beds in there. What should have been a dining room, my brother was sleeping in there. And then you had the bathroom in the kitchen. It was all right. But watch what happened. We moved from a place where everybody had their own room, but mama needed to save money. We had an upstairs, downstairs, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, big old living room. We moved from there to that living. And then I think my sister left. She left at a young age because she ran behind some little boy. And it was just me and my brother there. Then my mom moved in with her friends, so it was just me and Ben for the longest. Then I ended up leaving. Then it was just Ben. And then I guess my mama got tired of paying the rent. And Ben found him a good. He moved in with her, I guess. However it went. But I said all that to say this. As a child, fantasizing about a life that you can't attain nor get, oftentimes that what leads us into this self-delusion, like many of you in on come in on Facebook. How you gonna post this my bestseller, but then you on somewhere else, my books ain't selling, help me sell these books. See, the Bible said don't despise small beginnings. You do know anyway you post, 90% of the time, something connected to Facebook or something, and people can see what you posted somewhere else. So I'm looking and I'm laughing because I said, why this person just won't be honest? Why? See, we got to understand that the simplicity of life is the best life you could ever have. Old Big Back prophesied, you know what I'm saying? This is why it pays to have a relationship with God. Old Big Back, yeah, God told me to tell you, this gonna happen in 3 months. He gonna give you a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. Go ahead and look for it. I know that ain't God. The first thing me and God discussed when I was called, he knew I really don't care about material things because growing up, I couldn't get it. And then when I was able to afford it, I don't want it. I want old hotels and old schools. I'm a kid cause see, I travel a lot. I know a lot of people. So if I had a place where everybody mentor in the church or whatever that knows me, if I got a place somewhere and they just want to sit around and we teaching all day and night, that's what I want. So Big Back, your prophecy was flawed, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings and tell you that you was prophesying in the flesh. Never Listen here, you who might see this and see it, never prophesy material carnal gains to me. That's not my heart. Never do that. I know it ain't God from then on. Watch this. This why y'all got to understand what's wrong with you. You know, two sources. Two sources told me the same thing. One of them spiritual, one of them demonic, but they said the same thing. They said, Brother Hubbard, watch this. They said, your grandparents did some kind of potion for protection and it backfired. And whatever it did, it dealt with money. When you find out what they did, it gonna release all the money you need. They both said it's something dark holding up your finances. Watch what I just said, what I struggled with as a child. I'm looking at nice things. I wanted those things. I couldn't get them. So I often, what y'all call it, fantasize about it. Y'all know how you tell you, I used to steal people clothes off the clothesline. I used to like those. I was at the mall the other day. I finna buy one, but they wanted to. Half price was $70. Boy, I stole that person's shirt and it was too little for me. So I took the alligator off and I tried to sew the alligator on another shirt. Boy, I went to school. I thought nobody couldn't tell. Boy, I was so embarrassed. Boy, so watch this. By them telling me that, I understand why I'm successful with money, but I never get to that point where I just lay back and just like, okay, I can go do this and that. It was always a stopping point. So what's my job? I got to figure out what it is. Because watch this. My dad's side of the family, most of them always was on the rich side. My mama's side of the family, that's why when they said your grandparents, I knew it had to be my mama's side. But my dad's side of the family, they stingy and, all that kind of crap. Isaiah 53:3 said he was hated and rejected. His life was filled with sorrow and terrible suffering. No one wanted to look at him. We despised him and said he is a nobody. Don't that sound like somebody y'all talking to? Y'all be on social media. Some of y'all on my page. Y'all see the stuff they say about me. But one thing about me, you can't say I'm a lie about what I say, especially when it comes to God. He ain't nobody. He this and that. He this and that. But I understand something. God don't call people who popular. He called people who available. What happened when he called the people who available, when they become popular, they're no longer available. I don't want to be like that. You know how many people minister and said, oh, you used to be able to call their house all the time. Boy, they get about 50, 60 members. Now you got to make an appointment. But before then, you can knock on the door. You can do this. You can do that. I got an offer. 2 churches. I want to say, yeah. One of them, they promised the old Hub about 160, 160 a year. The other one, they want to throw me down about 230 a year. I know me. I don't want them. Because now, being what we call a single man, I don't want to get in front of a congregation and now I got the ability to run through women. See, every blessing ain't a good blessing. A house and a car with it, it sounds God-like, don't it? But I know God. That's like putting the fox in the hen house. I don't want to be the next Jamal Bryant. And besides, I like it the way it is. Now, had, you know, unless I go get me you know, old fashioned snow bunny or something, you know, you know. But I'm saying this a lot of times, just because a door open, don't mean you got to turn the handle. Man, I love all that. But when you ain't healed and you get in a place like that, and the any man know that's in ministry, boy, them women come running for you when they know, woo, everybody want to be a pastor wife. But everybody ain't qualified. Hated and rejected. All right, we're gonna have to cut this one short, but we're gonna do a part two. Because the spirit of abandonment also comes with a spirit of control. It also comes with a spirit of suspiciousness, a spirit of assumption. Because sometimes you want to hold on to something so tight, you end up strangling it and it dies. It dies. See, it's something, just let's say, it's something for some of us. Let's just say you married and you got a spouse that trying to wipe you completely out their life. But then you got their family, especially when children involved, you got the family still treating the child as his own. And they so selfish, they won't even call to say thank you for still talking to my child. Abandonment. Oh, I didn't heard it all. I got one I'm dealing with now. You know, when they get upset, they want to beat on the person and emasculate them and talk all down and all this and that. See, something ain't right. That's why some of you as women, make sure you got around the right women. See, just because people go to church, don't mean it don't mean they got a relationship with God. I think I want me a cantaloupe. See, the funny thing about a spirit of abandonment, it don't want you to know that it's there. It don't want you to know. See, that's why Some of you women do anything you can to get a man. Some of you men do anything you want to get anything a woman wants to get the woman. I got one now. I was trying to help. They looking for a husband. Ain't that type of party over here? Ain't that type of party? And guess what? Well, I ain't gonna say that. But see, men, so the moral of the story, I got sick. And anybody that know me, when I get sick, I really don't talk much. They got mad because I wouldn't talk. You selfish. Your heart ain't got love in it. That bitch don't even know me. Don't know me. That's your perception. People who know me know when I get sick, I don't talk. But they had the nerve go text me later on, well, I put your name on a prayer list. Don't put my name on nobody's prayer list. Y'all know how I am about prayer. I don't know you. What I want a stranger praying for me for? I don't even know. In all that I get and get understanding, how you gonna put me on a prayer list and don't even know what's going on with me? That's the word there. Number two, in all they get and get understanding, I want to know that you do hear God. I got to see you. Y'all better stop coming on Facebook. I keep telling you, gonna come on Facebook asking. Prayer is intimacy with God. Intimacies mean everybody don't supposed to get it, but I know we in this whoring stage, and y'all give up the goods to whatever you want, but intimacy should be just between is you and God. Everybody don't supposed to be in that room. I don't want nobody I don't know praying for me. Got a friend went on a trip with his wife. The darn friends treated him like a dog. Listen here, y'all tell me if I ain't. Listen here. He said, listen here. They cooked food, knew he was in the room. They didn't even knock on the door, from what I understand, and tell him the food was done. But he said he didn't hear nothing else cooking. He went out. They ate up all the food. Wouldn't even knock on the door. But then something happened, and he said they told her, well, my friend's praying for you. He said, I hope not the ones that treated me like a dog. See, y'all got to know something about people. I'm just being honest. We got to deal with this abandonment. I told y'all what's coming. And see, watch this. It's going to be sad. The people who think I'm lying, the people who say he did, the people he say he did. And when hit the fan, everybody going to be looking for Brother Hubbard. They just found a girl, been missing for a week. After a week, they get the search warrant. She been in her apartment dead for a whole week, but y'all searching for her. Why the first thing you can get was a search warrant for the house? But anyway, this heathen killed the mama and the two children. Seen some the other day. Heathen cut one up. That's why we need therapy in here, because I'm telling you, some of the things that you gonna see, it shouldn't be. If it don't shake your mind, it ain't gonna shake your spirit. Like what? Like right there, I don't like blood. I don't even like animals being railed over. So imagine me if I'm still living, infrastructure down. I'm trying to get somewhere. I see a body decomposing on the ground, and I'm walking past, and I see people down there eating their intestines. You know what I'm saying? I probably throw up, but because I'm going through this healing, I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna keep going. See, we got to go through this therapy because God wants us to desensitize anything that triggers us. I did tell y'all the time gonna come. The police gonna quit, the nurses gonna quit, the doctors gonna quit because they're not gonna be able to see the horrors that come through them. Y'all think they just made that movie, The Walking Dead? Y'all think they just made that movie, The Book of Eli? God's infinite wisdom dropping nuggets. You know what y'all care about? Ooh, God, where my husband? Where my wife? Ooh, God, I want to be a millionaire. Listen here. Y'all playing with God. Y'all rather listen to somebody who appease your flesh, somebody who convict and offend your spirit so you can change. See, all the spirit offense is a person that having their carnal nature attacked because they don't want to change. What y'all gonna do when them Anunnaki come back and y'all got this 30-inch air and you don't care and hit this 10-foot fallen angel gonna grab you by that hair, open your legs over and put that 20-inch rod in you. He gonna split you in half. But you got 30-inch hair, you don't care. But hey, y'all do what y'all want to do. Be blessed.